Hey, it's MK, and I am here with a Mixed Media Mayhem layout for you guys today. And today we are scrap lifting this Sketchability sketch by Karen Gerber, sketch number 146, and I'm combining it with Woodgrain and Winter. So I've pulled out some uber old, close to my heart Glacier cardstock. I'm shocked I even remember the name of it, but it is so old that it doesn't have the double-sided tape. Oh my goodness, the double-sided coloring on it. So the newer close to my heart cardstock had like the lighter color and the darker color, and this one is so old that it does not. So I've got all of these photos because I'm going to take this sketch and actually deconstruct it. I'm only going to use bits and pieces of it for my 2-page sketch or my 2-page layout, and truth be told, it's almost like every Mixed Media Mayhem. It's almost the Mixed Media Mayhem that wasn't. I think I'm getting pretty good at saying that because it seems like I get so into making my layouts that I completely forget. So today's Advent Calendar gifties are these amazing wood piece, and it's actually a wax seal. So I will share that with you guys here in another minute, but right now I'm sharing with you guys some decorative brads from the Simple Stories Winter Kit, and then some flair from Scrap and Happy Studio. From Minte, I have this gorgeous blue snowflake paper that is from the Winterland. Yep. It's paper number 4 from the Winterland. I think it was from 2020, you guys, to be honest. And then also from Simple Stories, I have this gorgeous, it's called Winterwood's Frosty Friends. I have this gorgeous wood grain paper. Oh my gosh. And both sides of this was so gorgeous. I think I bought 4 sheets of this because it was so beautiful. And I have the cardboard stickers from that as well. So, or chipboard stickers. I'm not sure. I think it says cardboard. That was weird. So I'm going to go and cut down all of my photos and mat them on this Glacier cardstock. And then I'm actually going to distress all of the edges of these as well because we are having a snow day. So it was kind of cool. This was back in 2022 when we had a massive snow dump. I mean, it came so much that the kids had a 2-hour delay almost every day in November and December. So it was amazing. And my kids would get up with me because they were already ready for school, waiting for that phone call. I remember back in the day, we actually had to wait for it to be announced on the radio. Now it's an automated phone call and we get it at about 5:30 in the morning. But by then my kids are already ready for school, and we just all go outside, attempt to run the snowblower. This was back before we actually bought a real snowblower. Actually, no, this was our new snowblower. I just didn't know how to work it. And between me and my 3 boys, we had no clue how to work this. So we are trying to shovel off the patio and build a big giant hill so we can go sledding in our front yard. That is where we wanted to be and what we wanted to do. So we were trying to get the snowblower to blow the snow where we wanted it. And of course, we had to get it to actually work. So we had to call my husband and ask him for help to start the snowblower because, you know, I couldn't get it to start. It's got one of those like lawnmower pole cables, but then I didn't realize that it also had a plug-in push button start. I had no clue. So we were out there sitting there yanking on it and pulling that cable over and over and over again. I had all the boys helping me and it just was not working. And he's like, well, why don't you just take it into the shop and, you know, plug it in and push the button. Oh, okay. So we'll go do that. So we went and did that. And I was able to get the driveway cleared, the aprons, which is the cement in front of the shop and the garage, all cleared out. And then, of course, we made this itty-bitty, teeny-tiny little hill because we couldn't get the snow to go where we wanted it to. The puppies were having a good time. The kids were having a great time. It was amazing. It was so much fun. And I'm grateful for the fact that, you know, my kids, they get the 2-hour delay and most of them would just gone back to bed. But our kids are total snow kids. to say the least. And so when it comes to snow, we're ready to go sledding and snowball fighting. And I mean, it is just a blast. So that is what we are doing. Well, I have made up my mind of how I want all of my pictures to go on the layout, and I realized I only needed one piece of wood grain, so that was great. I did not have to do two. And then I'm going to use just a little bit of this snowflake paper. I didn't realize I didn't know yet what I was going to do. I knew that I was going to take the decorative element of the sketch and do something, but I wasn't really sure what I was going to do because I knew I had way too many photos. So I'm going to do the decorative design, and I'm going to have it go along the side of my right-hand page, but then I have a blank, almost like a title piece, where on my left-hand side, where I have a gap in my photos. And so I thought, okay, I don't really like paint drips like what's in the sketch. So I'm trying to think, while I'm setting up my layout, how can I represent those paint drips without dripping paint? Because I don't like them. I've never really been a big fan of them. And so I'm trying to think. I've got the sketch pulled up on my laptop, and I've got it turned because I'm going to take that element and turn it on its side. I'm totally ignoring the photos. I'm totally ignoring where the title is. I'm just concentrating on the decoration part of this sketch. I still haven't brought in any mixed media because I don't want to do the paint splatters, the drips, right? It's just not what I want to do. So I'm trying to figure out how to do this. And this is why this turned into the mixed media mayhem that almost wasn't, because I have no mixed media, like at all. I'm not even pretending to bring in the mixed media. All I'm concentrating on is the decorative element and how to make those drips without having to make the drips, right? So I'm going to go ahead and use the elements that I picked out first and see what I can do. I'm going to open up my little snowflakes. These snowflakes from Scrap and Happy Studio are amazing. I just love how she takes the round element and puts, I know this, it's silly, but I love how she takes the round element and puts a image on it, and then you've got this cool little dealio, right? This cool design to work with. And then of course I flatten my flare so that way it's not as bulky as it can be if you leave them the way they are. And I love that as well. But my plates are dirty, so I kind of dirty up the snowflakes, but I'm okay with that because it really does match the rest of the layout. I'm going to go ahead and pull off all of the brads that I might be interested in. The first place that I found to stick them was my thumb. And then I'm going to start pulling out all of my chipboard, and then all the rest of the chipboard started to fall off. You know, I wish my Cricut would cut all the way through paper like this and have everything fall off, but you know, it just doesn't. So I got distracted because all these pieces started falling out, so I took them all out of the little carrier sheet, and now I've got loose chipboard everywhere. I'm going to go ahead and take all of my pieces and put them on my little tray, my little tree tray, and glue down all of my papers and things like that, because I know I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of tucking. So I'm going to go ahead and glue everything down and then take this film strip, and I decided to cut it in half because I needed more layering pieces over on my right hand page where I'm going to build up that decorative design. Now, instead of having, I believe they're flowers. I think they're flowers. Instead of having the flowers kind of drip down in the center, I'm actually going to have my photo right there. I'm going to have another photo be in the middle, and that's going to be representing mostly my main cluster, and then I'll build around it as well. So here is my cute little photo. I've got one of my kids sliding down our pathetic little hill because we couldn't get the snowblower to cooperate. And my poor kids, they were out there with shovels trying to get the snow to go over yeah, it was terrible. My husband does a much better job at making the hill, and I don't know how he does it. It's a genius thing. So here is my solution to the paint drips. I decided to bring in the trees and have the trees going up in my title area, this blank spot that I have on my left-hand page. And I thought, oh my gosh, that is going to be absolutely perfect, but I can't turn a tree sideways for my right-hand page. So I was like, is it okay if I don't have drips on both pages? I think it will be. I did not want to use too many drips up in that title area. So I decided to put one of the trees down at the bottom, and then by the time the layout's done, I'm going to have 3 clusters, like a small, a medium, and then a large cluster, depending on if you count the photo as part of the cluster. And then, of course, I always like to include the title. Well, not always, but I do like to include the title as a cluster as well. So this is actually going to say Winter Memories in the Making, because my little wood piece from today's Advent calendar is a cute little wood veneer piece that says Memories in the Making. And then I have this film strip that is a wax seal. I thought it was a very cool wax seal. I could not pass it up. And went ahead and added that in as well, even though I didn't bring in any other black pieces. Well, if I'm being honest, there's a lot of black in our photos. There's this the chute for the snowblower. There's my puppy, my earmuffs that I'm wearing. There's lots of little elements that are dark in this in the photos. And so I thought, you know what? It kind of blends in. It really does work with the layout, even though everything else is brown. I don't feel like it sticks out like a sore thumb. I feel like it actually is well placed, so I'm going to use it. I'm not going to, I'm going to use it. Then I brought in these elements. They are also from I think it was Winter Woods. I think it was from the Simple Stories. I brought in a couple of these pine needles, and some of the pine needles had all these birds on them. So I'm going to tuck the birds underneath and hide them and just use the pine portion of them. Because I just don't need that many birds on a layout, and we don't have birds at all during the winter. Like there's no snowbirds. Maybe barn owls, but no snowbirds. They don't stick around for our winters. It gets way, way too cold. So and maybe I don't see them. Maybe they're hidden in somewhere. I don't know. I just know we don't have birds. We don't even have birds across the street. Our geese even fly somewhere south for the winter or north. I don't know where. Probably not north, but they fly somewhere. So I went ahead and decided that I was going to add a couple of these pine needles. I brought them all out, not really one, knowing where I was going to put them. But I'm going to use the Snowflakes flare to cover them up to help me hide the birds, I guess I should say. So that is going to be fun. I went ahead and glued everything down, and now I finally realized I don't have any mixed media because I eliminated the spill or the paint drips using trees because mine are going up instead of down. And I decided I need some sort of mixed media. So I am going to go ahead and use this Altenew ink splatter. It's a glitter splatter. And I'm just going to go ahead and splatter all over. Like I tried to get it to be a lot. And it is this gorgeous green color. I love this color. My problem with this is that it is glittery. That's the only issue that I have with it. If I could just get this color without the glitter, I would be using it like crazy. Added a little bit of splattering, which is what is in the sketch as well. And that is my mixed media for today. Woohoo! Oh my gosh. I feel like I cheated you guys, but I am very super happy with, my paint drips. As well as how this layout turned out. I did build a cluster around my photo. Like I said, instead of having the flowers droop down, I had my photo go over, turned everything on its side, decorated around it, and I feel like it's a good representation from when I want to take things from a sketch, but I don't really want to use the sketch in its entirety. It's one of my favorite things to do is dissect the sketch and only use bits and pieces that I want to use. I definitely had to get creative because I did not like the paint drips, but I'm happy with what I came up with. I love the pops of green, even though there is really no green in there, but I love it. All right, you guys, don't forget to check out all of the links that I have down below. I have mine and Janet's Facebook group link down below. For our Facebook groups. I think I just said that twice because that is where we are sharing our Woodgrain and Winter layouts as well as the Mixed Media Mayhem playlist. I think I have a Woodgrain and Winter playlist as well. I think I keep forgetting to mention that. But if I do, I will have it popped up right here in the end of my video. All right, you guys, again, thank you so much, and I'll check you later. Bye.